Governor DeSantis continues to push for property tax reform, making some huge announcements this past week at a press conference held here in Orlando at the Florida Realtor's office. Let's dig into the details. Welcome to Dre's Take. DeSantis just proposed a plan for Florida's legislature to direct $5 billion toward immediate property tax relief for Florida's homesteaders, stating we could see savings of around $1,000 per year on our property taxes.
For middle class, $1,000 tax rebate, that's a substantial portion of their property taxes. I know some of the wealthier folks, that may not be quite as much, but focusing on the middle class folks, this is going to be a really, really big deal.
Florida Realtors are backing this plan, with 2025 President Tim Weishire saying that home ownership is key to wealth building and financial independence, a position we happen to share, as I know exactly how impactful it's been to my life. DeSantis also pointed out that Florida has a unique advantage: the millions of tourists and seasonal residents who contribute to our economy. His idea is to shift more of the tax burden to non-residents while giving some relief to permanent Floridians.
I think the tax relief needs to be focused on Floridians. We need a Florida first tax package.
But not everyone's on board. Critics say that this plan could hurt local governments, which rely on property taxes for schools, infrastructure, and emergency services, posing the question that if cities lose revenue, will they have to make cuts to essential services or generate tax revenue in other ways? According to DeSantis, the state has enough surplus to supplement these local municipalities so that these services don't suffer.
We have a massive surplus. We can cover that through our normal budget reserves. We don't need to have people paying property taxes this year on that specific line item.
He also noted that a DOGE-style effort in the state of Florida could ensure that the revenue the state is already taking in is being spent efficiently and effectively, which could free up some funds to further supplement these municipalities and the essential services, while taking the burden off the back of Florida's homesteaders. He pointed out the impact that these rising taxes have on seniors who live on fixed incomes, which makes up a large portion of our state, as well as the affordability factor for those who wish to become homeowners. These taxes often add $300, $400, $500 to an individual's mortgage. This is a position that I happen to align with also. I don't believe that one's home and the security that it provides should be held as ransom by your government. This proposal is just the first step, with the ultimate being a constitutional amendment in 2026 to lock in long-term property tax relief or even outright abolish them, which I think would be a pretty tall task. So I assume and expect for any initiative to be placed on the ballot to really just deal with the homesteader relief ideology. I think this could be pretty reasonable. Those of us who live, work, and perform essential services and contribute to the community could have this burden lifted off our shoulders, while those who have secondary homes or use their properties for income or profit generation would still pay a tax into the local system. But what do you think? Would these tax cuts help Florida in the long run, or would it cause more problems than we can see at the moment? I'd love to hear your opinion. Feel free to drop a comment. In the meantime, if there's anything I can do to help you with your real estate needs, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. And until next week, that's Dre's Take. All right, y'all. Take care.